Daytona International Speedway is considered sacred ground for racing fans from all over the world. In addition to hosting world-class sports car and motorcycle racing, each February the track kicks off the start of the NASCAR season with the biggest event of the year, the Daytona 500. The track is a 2.5-mile tri-oval with 31 degrees of banking in the turns and 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. Since the late 1980s, racing at Daytona has been done with restrictor plates. That means you'll have about 300 less horsepower, and your motor will only be able to turn about 7,000 RPM here rather than the 9,000 or so you'll see at the other racetracks. The strong draft here tends to keep the cars grouped together and only inches apart. This type of super close racing is exciting for the fans, but for the drivers it's mentally exhausting, because with all those cars going so fast and being so close together, you don't have a lot of time to react if someone makes a mistake. Racing at Daytona these days comes down to two things: staying in the draft and staying out of trouble. If you want to win here, you need to become a master of the draft, plain and simple. Okay, it's time to get in the car and get to know Daytona up close and personal. It'll take 2 or 3 laps to get up to speed, but once you're there, you'll be doing between 180 and 85 miles an hour as you cross the start-finish line. You'll want to be as close to the apron as possible. Because of the restricted motor, you'll be able to maintain full throttle all the way around the track. Heading toward turn 1, let the car drift to the outside wall. As you approach the groove leading into turn 1, work the car as close to the apron as possible and keep it right on the bottom as you go through turns 1 and 2. You've got to be as smooth as you can. Your speed will drop to just under 180 as you work your way through. As you approach the big orange 76 ball exiting turn 2, let the car drift to the outside wall. You should hit the back straight at about 180, and you'll get up to about 185 as you approach turn 3. Just before you reach the big orange 76 ball entering turn 3, work the car back down as close to the apron as you can. Just like in turns 1 and 2, keep it on the bottom through 3 and 4 and be as smooth as you can. Again, your speed will drop under 180. As you come off of turn 4, let the car drift to the wall. When you reach the darkened groove going into the tri-oval, work it back down to the apron line so that you're right up against it when you hit the start-finish line. Let's check it out one more time. Keep in mind that these speeds only apply when you're running by yourself. You'll be running much faster when you're drafting with other cars, which will be the case most of the time. When you're by yourself, you should be able to run consistent laps of around 49 seconds. The key to good lap times here is to run a smooth, consistent line, and whatever you do, don't lose that draft. That's the Daytona International Speedway. Everyone who wants to be a stock car driver dreams about winning here. It's that special. In 1989, after many years of trying, I was finally able to win the Daytona 500. But by then, I'd won 3 championships and a whole bunch of races. But being able to get that Daytona 500 win after all those years was one of the biggest moments of my driving career.